So I want to be provocative and I want to talk about the concept of trauma. Not all trauma needs to be fixed. And I know a lot of clinicians and other people will disagree with me, but let me make my case. So not all trauma needs therapy. So I am a trauma-informed therapist, clinician, psychotherapist. And I need to say something that might not sit well with a lot of people, may make some folks uncomfortable. Not all trauma needs therapy. The human experience is full of trauma that a lot of folks have been able to live with and manage, have meaningful lives through. The human nervous system is not fragile by design. It is adaptive. It has the ability to overcome trauma. So what is that means that we are built to metabolize strength. We are built to integrate hard things that happen to us. We are built to survive loss. We are built to survive racism, disruption, heartbreak, even shock. We're built to deal with all of these different things. Trauma becomes clinical for most people when the body cannot make these resolutions, when the body cannot resolve these issues, right? Lingers, when it becomes impairing to daily functioning, when it starts to shape your relationships in a negative way, your sleep, your regulation, your ability to live well, that is when trauma becomes clinically problematic, right? That's when you need to look into fixing this thing that we call trauma. But trauma has become a very popular buzzword that has transitioned from the clinical world to the everyday world where everybody is using it. And I think we all don't mean the same thing, right? You know, me as a clinician, when I use trauma, I don't use it as a layperson would use it to labelize everything bad that happens in my life. Because everything bad that happens in your life is not impairing all the time. Absolutely, right? It doesn't absolutely disrupt your ability to function well in life. So not everything painful needs to be pathologized, right? It doesn't have to become a pathology. And here's where we begin to think about the nuance of this conversation, especially in this era where trauma is a buzzword. If we treat every hard thing as a disorder, we erase resilience. And we know how important resilience is, what that means and what that looks like. Historically and currently, people have endured war, displacement, racism, like I said, betrayal and grief, but still built families. They have still made movements. They get into art, faith. They experience happiness in life. That's not denial of the traumatic experience, but that is adaptability, right? Therapy, that's another thing. I believe in therapy. I am a therapist, but talk therapy is one modality. There are so many other things that people do to resolve trauma. There's somatic work, there's movement, there's ritual, there's community healing. There's a lot of